What if I told you that there are people in the world who have turned kitchen cleaning into such a simple art that they never have to do that heavy cleaning that leaves you exhausted? The Japanese have developed cleaning methods that are completely different from what we are used to here in our country. While we spend hours scrubbing, they manage to keep their kitchens spotless by spending just a few minutes a day. You've probably noticed how frustrating it is to spend the whole weekend cleaning the kitchen, right? That grease stuck to the stove, the sink full of dishes, the smell that won't go away no matter how much you clean. But what you don't know is that there are 10 basic mistakes we make every day that make our lives much more difficult than it should be. In this video, I'm going to show you exactly what mistakes Japanese people never make. They're simple techniques, but they make a huge difference in your daily life. If you keep doing things the way you've always done them, you'll continue to waste unnecessary time and energy for the rest of your life. But if you apply what I'm going to teach you today, your kitchen will always be clean without all that suffering. Get ready, because some of these tips completely change the way you view kitchen cleaning. And stay until the end, because the last tip is the one that has revolutionized my cleaning routine the most. Tip 1. Clean while cooking. The first and biggest mistake we make is leaving everything to clean later. You know that pot you use to make sauce and leave in the sink? That cutting board full of food scraps? This is the #1 mistake that Japanese people never make. They have a very simple philosophy: clean as you cook. This means that as soon as you finish using a pan, you wash it right away. Chop the vegetables, clean the cutting board, spilled something on the stove, wipe it down. It may seem like a lot of work at first, but it's actually quite the opposite. When you clean right away, the dirt is still fresh and comes off much easier. It only takes a few seconds to clean each item, instead of spending an entire hour later fighting off dried-on grease and stuck-on food. I'll give you a practical example. When you're making a stir-fry, as soon as you transfer the food to the plate, place the still hot pan under the tap with a little dish soap. The temperature of the pan itself will help release all the fat. In 30 seconds, it'll be clean, effortlessly. The benefits are incredible. You'll never have that pile of dirty dishes waiting for you again. Your kitchen will always be presentable for guests. And best of all, you'll save hours of your weekend that you would previously have spent on heavy cleaning. Tip 2. Use only one board at a time. Another very common mistake is using multiple cutting boards at the same time. You chop onions on one, cut meat on another, and prepare fruit on a third. In the end, you have 3 boards to wash instead of 1. The Japanese do it differently. They use just one cutting board and clean it between each use. Did you cut the onion? Give it a quick rinse and dry it. Now you can cut the meat. Finish the meat? Give it another quick rinse and you can prepare the fruit. This simple technique cuts the amount of dishes you need to wash in half. Plus, it forces you to stay organized throughout the cooking process. You develop a natural cleaning rhythm that makes everything go much more smoothly. In practice, it works like this. Always have a clean cloth and a bowl of water next to the cutting board. Between each ingredient, give it a quick wipe. It only takes a few seconds, but it makes a huge difference in the end. The result is that your sink is never cluttered with dirty cutting boards. You save water, you save detergent, and you save time. It's a small change that has a huge impact on your routine. Tip 3. Dry everything immediately. A mistake that almost everyone makes is leaving things to dry on the drying rack for hours or even overnight. Plates, glasses, pans, everything there collects moisture and sometimes even creates that unpleasant smell. The Japanese have a golden rule: wash, dry, and put away at the same time. They never leave anything wet for too long. As soon as they finish washing something, they dry it with a clean cloth and put it away in the right place. This may seem like an exaggeration, but it has several important advantages. First, it prevents water stains from forming on glasses and plates. Second, it prevents the growth of bacteria that love humid environments. Third, your kitchen will always look clean and organized. I'm going to give you a practical tip that changed my life. always have 2 clean dish towels in the kitchen. One for drying your hands and the other just for drying dishes. Change these towels every day. When you wash just 2 or 3 items, they dry in one go. When you wash a lot of things, they dry in sections. The direct benefit is that you will never have to deal with that sour smell from the drainer again. Your dishes will always be spotless, without stains. And best of all, your kitchen will always look tidy, even right after cooking. If you're enjoying these tips, subscribe to the channel and activate the bell so you don't miss any new content. And tell me in the comments where you're watching this video from. I love knowing where our viewers are. Tip 4. Always keep the sink empty. Here's a mistake that almost everyone makes without realizing it. Using the sink as a storage area for dirty dishes. Pots here, plates here, glasses there. The sink becomes a total mess, and this makes cleaning much more difficult. The Japanese always keep the sink empty. If they need to leave something to wash later, they put it in a bowl next to the sink, never in it. The sink is only for washing, not for storing. When your sink is always free, you can wash things much faster and more efficiently. You don't have to keep removing a pan to wash a glass. Everything flows naturally and in an organized manner. Try doing it like this. As soon as you get something dirty, if you can't wash it right away, put it in a bowl or tray next to the sink. Always keep the sink free. When you wash it, you'll see how much easier and faster it is. The difference is impressive. Your kitchen will look clean even when there are a few things to wash. You will speed up your cleaning, and most importantly, you will develop the habit of keeping everything organized at all times. Tip 5. Clean the stove. After each use, one of the biggest mistakes we make is leaving the stove dirty after cooking. Those oil splashes, sauce drops, food scraps that fall off. All of this hardens and then requires a lot more effort to remove. The Japanese clean their stovetops as soon as they finish cooking, while they are still warm. At this temperature, any dirt can be easily removed without the need for scrubbing or harsh chemicals. The technique is very simple. As soon as you finish cooking and the stove is still warm, wipe the entire surface with a damp cloth. For grease splashes, use a little neutral detergent. It will all come off effortlessly. Always keep a spray bottle with water and a few drops of dish soap next to the stove. As soon as you finish cooking, spray it and wipe it down with a cloth. In less than a minute, your stove will be spotless. The result is that you will never need to use harsh chemicals to remove caked-on grease again. It saves money, saves time, and protects your health. Your stove will always look like new. Tip 6. Organize ingredients before you begin. Many people start cooking without organizing their ingredients first. They grab things as they need them, leaving everything scattered around the counter, creating an unnecessary mess that later becomes a headache to clean up. The Japanese do the opposite. Before they start cooking anything, they separate all the ingredients, put them in small bowls, and organize everything on the counter. Only then do they start preparing the food. This prior organization makes the cooking process much cleaner and more efficient. You don't have to open and close jars, spill ingredients, or make unnecessary messes. In practice, it works like this. Before turning on the stove, separate all the ingredients you are going to use. Place them in small bowls or plates. Arrange them on the counter in the order you are going to use them. Have all the seasonings on hand. Only then start cooking. The benefits are enormous. You cook faster, with less stress, and make much less mess. Your countertop stays organized throughout the process. And best of all, you develop an organization habit that goes far beyond the kitchen. Tip 7. Use paper towels strategically. A common mistake is to use paper towels for everything or not at all. The Japanese use paper towels very strategically, especially to absorb grease before it spreads. When you're frying something and grease splatters on the counter, instead of leaving it there to clean up later, wipe it down with a paper towel immediately. The hot grease will come off completely without leaving a trace. Use paper towels to dry meat before seasoning, to absorb excess oil from fried foods, and to clean knives between different ingredients. These are small gestures that make a huge difference. Always have a roll of paper towels within reach while you cook, but use them sparingly, only for situations where it really makes cleanup easier later. The result is that you prevent grease from spreading and sticking to everything. Your final cleanup becomes much simpler, and you save time that would otherwise be spent scrubbing greasy surfaces. Tip 8. Keep a damp cloth handy. When preparing meals, small accidents always happen. You spill a little salt, a drop of oil falls, or a little sauce drips. The mistake is to leave it to clean up later. The Japanese always keep a damp cloth next to the stove. They clean any dirt that appears immediately. The problem is solved in seconds and doesn't become a stain that is difficult to remove later. This damp cloth should be changed several times during food preparation. Use a clean cloth for each cooking session. Always keep it damp with clean water without detergent. The technique is to have a bowl of clean water next to the stove and always have the cloth there. Did something get dirty? A damp cloth is ready. Did the cloth get dirty? Rinse it in the bowl and keep using it. This prevents small accidents from turning into big cleaning problems. Your countertop stays clean throughout the entire process, and you develop automatic cleaning reflexes. Before I move on to the next tip, I want to tell you about something special I prepared for those who want to go beyond this video. It's a complete guide with organization secrets that completely transformed my home and can transform yours too. The link is in the pinned comment, and for a limited time, I'm offering a special discount for channel subscribers. Now let's continue with the next tips, which are some of my favorites. Tip 9. Use fewer utensils. One mistake we often make without realizing it is using too many utensils to prepare a simple meal. One spoon for stirring, one for tasting, one for serving, one knife for each ingredient. The result is a huge pile of dirty utensils. The Japanese do the opposite. They use as few utensils as possible and wash them between uses when necessary. A wooden spoon is used for stirring, tasting, and serving. A good knife can handle almost any cutting task. This minimalist mindset drastically reduces the amount of dishes you have to wash. Plus, it forces you to be more creative and efficient with the utensils you have. Before you start cooking, think about which utensils you really need to use. Avoid taking things just in case. Use each utensil to its fullest before dirtying another. Wash and reuse when it makes sense. The direct benefit is fewer dishes to wash, less clutter on the counter, and faster cooking. You develop better cooking skills when you have to be creative with fewer utensils. Tip 10. Finish with a quick general clean. The last mistake, and perhaps the most important, is to finish cooking and leave the kitchen without doing a quick general cleaning. We leave crumbs on the counter, splashes on the stove, and the odd utensil out of place. The Japanese always finish with a 2-minute general cleaning. They wipe down all surfaces, put everything away, and leave the kitchen spotless before leaving. This final cleaning doesn't need to be thorough. It's just a general clean, but it makes all the difference in keeping your kitchen looking presentable and preventing small dirt from accumulating. Make a habit of always doing this final cleaning. Wipe down the counter, stove, and table. Put everything away. Sweep the floor if necessary. 2 minutes can make all the difference. The result is a kitchen that's always ready to use, always clean, always organized. You'll never walk into the kitchen again and feel discouraged by the mess. And best of all, your weekends are free for more important things than heavy cleaning. These 10 simple tips can completely transform your relationship with kitchen cleaning. They are methods that have been tested for generations and that really work. The secret is not to work harder, but to work smarter. Starting today, you can choose to continue spending your weekends on deep cleaning, or you can apply these techniques and have a spotless kitchen in just a few minutes a day. The choice is yours, but now you have the right tools. I want to hear from you. Which of these tips will you start applying first? Tell us in the comments which one caught your attention the most. And if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, take the opportunity to subscribe and activate notifications so you don't miss any new content about organization and cleaning. Remember, small changes in your routine can lead to big changes in your quality of life. Your impeccable kitchen is just a few decisions away,